everybody to another exciting episode of Multiplayered, the podcast by gamers for gamers.
Me.
I am not for you. This is not for you. You better not be watching this show.
No, I don't. Never. I never watch it. Ever.
Good. Nobody does.
Yep.
I have one of your hosts, Zach Mapscanis, alongside the guy that's not allowed to watch this show, Javier Ortiz.
I never watch the show. I hate the show. Don't even know why
It is
I'm here.
password protected on Jav's computer.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to watch
It's like
it.
parental controls on
Other
my
than
YouTube.
that, how do you feel? How you doing?
I'm doing
What's
good.
What's going on? How's life?
Life's okay.
I'm going to just keep asking questions so you can't actually answer
Yeah,
it.
just keep laying them on me. No, life's good. I finished Spider-Man. That was cool.
Nice.
Finished the story. That was awesome. Lots of nice potential for the second one in terms of story, so looking forward to that. And some other cool stuff happened, including a postponed and dearly missed Nintendo Direct.
Yes, which we will get to in a moment. But first, dear listeners, watchers, all you fun people out there, you know, broadcasting Multiplayered into your face,
Neck
and
and
ears,
chest.
and all of that stuff. Do not forget, we are all over the place, in your ears and in your face. YouTube, iTunes, all of those fun things.
That's
all
it?
those,
No.
that's it. No, all your
Podcast
favorite
services.
podcast services everywhere. So check out all of that fun action. And if you like that action and you want to double down on that action, you
Lots
can
of
go to
action.
our Patreon. Action. You can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/multiplayer, where you can double down a second time in the cash department.
More action.
Boom.
You can take action.
You can take action and help us with our action through Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/multiplayer, where you can get some sweet bonus rounds every month. And we're going to have a good one this week, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It's going to be a fun one.
It'll be good.
But until then, we have things to discuss. Stuff happened this previous week.
Yeah.
What the heck day was that?
Nintendo Direct was on Thursday the 13th, I believe.
Yeah, so we were, so this is a couple days, we're recording this a couple days after that. If you checked out our last episode, we were discussing what we wanted out of the Direct.
Yeah.
And I feel like...
Predictions.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that, you know, obviously, you know, when we do predictions, we're just having fun. And you know, it's like the things we really want out of Nintendo or video games in general.
Yeah.
And, you know, Nintendo hates their fans.
Well, I was right with one thing, and that was the demo of like the online.
Yeah, they're definitely doing like a
Nintendo
little
stuff.
week demo.
So here's what happened, right?
You got a little cord sticking out. You getting excited?
Yes. So here's what happened. You can't even see it.
Lay it on us.
Nintendo announced their online infrastructure, and they gave us all the information that we already knew.
Yeah. So okay. So you know, starting with it was kind of like the middle of the podcast or the Direct, right? But we can start there.
But I think that's the most important thing they should have talked about.
So let's lay it out there. So obviously Nintendo's coming out with a online service.
Yeah, $20 a year.
Yeah. So $20 a year, which isn't much at all. You know,
chump change.
Yeah. You know, for us chumps.
Yeah.
That,
Well, I
that
mean, for a
keep
year,
doing-
it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, obviously PSN PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live, they're both $60 a year now.
Yeah, 60.
Unless Xbox Live's gone up and I haven't heard about it.
Pretty sure it's still 60.
So $60 a year. And, you know, with that comes some, like, good stuff on the Xbox and PlayStation side. So you have cloud service over there. You have a really good online infrastructure. It's like any game I play on the, you know, if you, dear listeners, if you listen to this and you know us, we're mostly on the PlayStation side, so I can't speak too heavily for the Xbox side of things. But on the PlayStation side, any games I play, you know, it's the online service is great.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem. A lot of the PlayStation Plus games that they give every month are really, really good.
Yeah.
This last month they did Destiny 2, which isn't my cup of tea.
It's still a huge game.
It's a huge game.
Ginormous.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I think you just get the core game and then you'll have to buy the expansions.
Yeah, you can get more expansions, but still.
You know, it's like we're getting like really awesome games like that, you know? So it's like actually God of War 3 Remastered was also this previous month for September or whatever. So it's I mean you're constantly getting really cool games.
Your backlog always gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And so I mean, so the service is great. I never mind paying $60 a year for PSN.
No, I think it's worth every penny. It's a great service. Everything about like, I've never had any problems with their own infrastructure.
I've never been upset about spending $60.
It's not like there are certain games I can't have a cloud backup on, right? It's not like I can't have even local backup. I could do that if I wanted to.
Yeah, which is fantastic. Like literally next to my my PS4 Pro is a backup of my awful PS4 Slim that was like hot trash that I could put like PlayStation games into.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I have that backup, which I've never really had to utilize, but it's just sitting there in case I ever really wanted to pull anything out of that. I could, which I need to figure out if I could get my what is it? PT. I think it's on my hard drive.
Oh, you better check.
Yeah, you mentioned that on one of our episodes, like 20 episodes ago, and I was like, oh no, I didn't think about that. But I think it's safe on my hard drive. I think, but I've yet to go back and like plug that into my PS4 Pro and try to do something with it. But there's also oh shoot, I forgot where I was going with it. But I started thinking about PT, and now I'm sad.
Well,
I'm a sad man.
Be more sad about the Nintendo Switch Online infrastructure and how they didn't really update any information. It's just been more of the same. It's
they've kind of have sort of talked in a circle about like what was it? 5 different things they sort of brought up. Like,
it was like a 5-tier kind of structure. It was playing online.
Which was already a thing.
Yeah,
we already know that because people have been playing online.
Yeah, cloud saves for some games.
Yeah, which also I just want to mention one thing with when they were talking about the cloud service. Yeah, they were explaining cloud service technology. I guess is the best way to put it.
Like nobody knew what it was.
Like this wasn't 2018.
Yeah,
this has literally been around for, I would say, for the general public within like the last 8 years. Since like probably I would say 2010. As like Apple started really doing stuff with it. I wish I could tell you when like if we were good at our jobs, we would have researched when like Xbox and PlayStation was doing it. But it was definitely like
a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. That's why we can't remember. Yeah. So it's like they're explaining cloud services like this isn't just a normal thing now. Yeah. Which I just thought was
by the way, kids, if you didn't know, we can save your games in the cloud.
What?
Yeah. If you didn't know what that means.
You mean like that cloud the one guy throws hammers from?
You don't need a memory card. Remember? Yeah, so that's another thing. They've got this, and the thing is, what makes it bad is it's only for some games. It's not for all games. And I can talk a little bit more about that a little later, because I can understand sort of why it wouldn't want to be for some games.
Well,
but to me, that's not an excuse, because you got to figure a way around that.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like when I imagine Nintendo, I imagine Nintendo like a chef in a kitchen, and he's about to cook up just a delicious meal for all of his guests, and his favorite spice is Asterix. And he just throws Asterix on all of his food. Yeah. Oh, we got this game over here, Asterix.
But just lots of butts.
Yeah, it's just like all these butts. Yeah. So it's one of those things. It just drives me crazy with Nintendo, where it's always like that one step forward, 2 steps back, if not more, because
really.
It's and they do so many things that are innovative, like the Joy-Cons and the Switch and all. I mean, all that's super interesting. Yeah. But then they just can't figure out online, and it's like, what is going on, Nintendo?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
2018.
Yeah. Anyway, so on their 5-tier structure, there's also the Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online, which is a mouthful.
I thought when they were going with like, when they were doing like new Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers U, like stuff like that. I was like, wow, that's a really bad naming scheme.
It is.
And then
they did this.
And then they did this. And it's like, Nintendo, come on, dude.
It's just a mouthful.
Yeah, like their entire philosophy almost is like keeping things simple, but then they make things so complicated, even in the naming scheme of things. It's so weird.
Yeah, but the NES Switch Online is basically, you get your few games a month that you can play online with people, and it's just Nintendo games. Nintendo Entertainment System game. It's only NES games.
Yeah.
And so it's very like, well, I knew that already. I was kind of hoping you'd announce more than just, maybe we'll get Super Nintendo soon.
Or just something.
More.
It's like they announced some interesting games for it, and the fact you can play it with your friends online is pretty interesting. Like stuff like Solomon's Key, which is a cool game.
Yeah, I love that game. Not a lot of people know about it.
Yeah,
that game's fantastic. But it's also like, 40 years old at this point. So it's like, okay, I get it. I can play NES games on my Switch. I'd be surprised if I couldn't play NES games on my Switch. I was expecting a little bit more.
Yeah.
But fine, whatever. You very much stuck to your guns on this one, where it's just like, you're just telling me more of the same. You're just announcing what games specifically, even though I'm sure it's going to be a ton of them. The smartphone app is going to be updated as well with it. Fun times for voice chat.
Let me just throw out this real quick. Hang on, you ready?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, dude, nobody wants to use the app.
Yeah, it's so like, you've got people use like Discord when they play online with people now because with the Switch, like they have to use third party and they don't want to use the Nintendo app, which is
because
just
it's just complicated.
It is.
I've heard about people using Discord, Skype. I've heard about people using like PSN and stuff.
Yeah,
to talk to friends.
Voice chat and playing another system.
It's so crazy. And the ability to just integrate voice chat into the systems there, because Fortnite's already doing it.
Yeah.
You don't need the app. You can just plug a headset in to into your Switch port. Because it's like the toaster, which is what I like to call the dock.
Yeah.
It's got USB ports, which you can plug a headset in if you have that kind of headset. Like before my last headset died, it was like a little USB like wireless dongle. And it worked just fine with the Switch. Yeah. But now I have I have one that plugs into my PlayStation controller, so it doesn't work with it. Or a Bluetooth or headset doesn't work either. And it's just like, come on, Nintendo, just get with the program.
Yeah, I don't understand what's so like, why can't in their Pro controllers you can't just put like a 3.5mm jack right there just to it's just to add just so I don't have to be plugged in. Like I have to be plugged into the dock. Like, God forbid, like I turn my head and it's a long wire and I just knock it down. Like, anything like that.
It would definitely be nice if they put that on the Pro. I mean, it's literally called the Pro controller.
Yeah.
Like if you I would pay $10 more if you were like, here's the Pro Plus.
Yeah, the Super Pro controller.
You jabroni, give us more money.
Yeah, really.
Instead of $70 for a controller, give me $80.
There's something else about controllers we can get into a little later in this episode.
Yeah.
Which, and then special offers. Which I don't exactly remember what that was. But I remember the question block.
It was pretty generic. I did hear one thing, which...
the controllers, that's what it was. So it's only for actual online users.
Exactly.
And you can only buy one.
Yes, so that's one of those like exclusive things with Nintendo Switch Online where it's like, these special offers... quote quotes.
Asterix.
They're gonna sprinkle some asterisks on that. You get these. You get like special, not even deals, just exclusive content or exclusive merchandise. I guess is the best way to put it. Or peripherals. So it's like one thing you have to have Nintendo Online to go, I think, to their website and buy these controllers.
Yeah.
That
you can only buy one.
And you can only buy one. You
can't buy more than one.
Which I guess will keep the vultures away, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, you won't have scalpers buying stuff immediately and just like buying like 30 of them to resell for like triple the cost, which is nice, but it's also just a weird thing in general.
Right.
Like I can only buy one pair of controllers. Like
so we haven't really mentioned the controllers or as far as what they are. So
they're weird.
Explain it to the people that didn't watch the.
So they're offering these NES controllers. It's like just like the old school bricks, but they're wireless and they can slide in just like the Joy-Cons, and it looks really weird.
But it's kind of rad at the same time.
It looks cool, but it also looks really weird because it just doesn't, they're like just bricks on the side of your Switch.
Yeah. It's like, what happens? Like some weird Frankenstein thing.
Yeah. And apparently they still have like the L and R buttons for like, if you're playing kart on a single Joy-Con. I don't know if you'll be able to play like, Mario Odyssey with them.
Asterix.
We'll see.
Asterix.
Maybe. I have no idea. But it's essentially you get a pair of NES controllers that are wireless. You can plug them into your Switch. You can take them off, and you can. I think they're solely meant for that NES Online Games.
Yes.
Just so you can play like those old school games with the original controller, and it feels more natural that way.
But I'm hoping with these NES controllers, there's going to be pretty much anything you can play a split Joy-Con game with. You can play with these. Like I think about things like oh shoot, Jesus.
Jesus.
Come on, Jesus. I'm hoping I can control Jesus with this controller.
I was thinking like Street Fighter, because they had the Street Fighter,
that's
like
a good one.
they had, I think it was Street Fighter 2, but I forget the name of it. It came out like last year. Like Capcom released it for like $40, which was a little high for me, but it's essentially Street Fighter 2, and the NES. I mean, the NES controller could work perfectly with it.
Yeah, I was going to mention before I forgot the name like an idiot is Snipper Clips. Because it's like you play that game basically with split Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
They did patch it where you can play with everything. But, it's just one of those games. It's like if you have a split Joy-Con situation, heck, even things like Mario Kart, which might be a little weird with that versus like an actual joystick.
That's what I was going to
say. But it's like, I do like the fact that it's going to be bigger than a Joy-Con.
Yeah,
it's going to be fingers and hands.
Yeah, it's like the actual controller, which is kind of nice. But my thing is like, and it's just like you said, there's no joystick, so it's like the kids today, they don't use D-pads. Like nobody uses D-pads anymore.
That's why we could crush them.
Yeah.
You hand them an NES controller, they're gonna be like, "Oh, what's this? Is this Fortnite?" And you're like, "No."
Yeah, like they don't know how to move with the D-pad. So, but it'll be kind of fun to play. Games like Solomon Key with that sucker. It'll be
for sure.
It'll feel
versus
really nice.
your tiny Famicom
Oh my
controller.
god, it's like the size of my pinky. It's so difficult to play anything. Like
it's
like playing Ice Climbers on that. Oh, you just can't.
It's like trying to control a game with a Tic Tac. It's like the tiniest.
Essentially,
controller.
I feel like Shaquille O'Neal when I'm playing my Famicom.
Well, at least you
Mini.
feel like Shaq on that. That's like that's a bonus that
it's
they don't
true.
Really
I feel like
about.
A giant person, just like look at this tiny thing. I'm such a big man.
I'm a man.
Yeah. So anyway, that's really it from their online announcements.
Yeah.
They didn't really add. They didn't tell us anything new. Right? Well, they did say you'll be able to demo.
They gave us a date.
The NES stuff. Yeah, and you'll be able to demo it all like a week prior or something like that. But other than that, there's really nothing else that we didn't really know. Like I guess technically we didn't know about special offers and like these controllers, the NES controllers.
Yeah, so that's new stuff. But it's also, it's one of those things that, they didn't really sell me, despite the fact that it's only $20 a year and I'm just gonna pay it because I'm a sucker for Nintendo. Yeah. But I think about parents out there, and I think about like a kid that's like, hey mom, you know how I've been like I've been playing games online on my Switch since it came out. Now I need your credit card and your credit card info for life.
Pretty much.
And now I need to pay for this thing. And they're gonna say, well, why do I need to do that? And there's no good reason.
Because Nintendo.
Because Nintendo. Yeah, which I understand. I've got no problem paying for like a good online service because I understand like servers are expensive.
Yeah, it costs money to do these things.
Exactly. So it's like I've got no problem with an online service, but it's like, just tempt me. It's like give me some reason. Like make me love you, Nintendo.
Yeah, make me want it. Like maybe make me want these things just a little bit more. Because I mean, honestly, I'll get it, but really the only reason I'll get it is because I'd like to try the NES Online thing.
Yeah, which would be pretty cool.
I hope.
So.
But honestly, like nothing in my I wouldn't feel bad, and I might do this. I haven't decided. I wouldn't feel bad if I skipped it entirely and waited like a year or a few months when they announced, all right, now we're going to do a Super Nintendo library or an N64 library. It's like, I want that more than NES games. And this is no offense to NES games at all. Like, I love my NES and the original games, but it's like, I don't want to play 40-plus year old games.
It's just, like, those games are great and all, but it's like, it's like, just give me the virtual console. Just give me the...
Essentially,
literally every month, give me, like, that kind of PlayStation Plus feel, but with your own games.
Yeah.
If 1 month, let's say 6 months down the line, they're like, yo, guess what's coming out this month? Mario 64. It's part of your online service. That game, that's like a 20-year-old game, or 23?
23-year-old game?
20,
came out in like 90.
22?
It's old.
It's an old game.
Yeah.
But even a game like that, I would lose my mind like an idiot. Yeah. Because it's just one of those things, you can get excited about it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, I haven't played that game in whatever, 20 plus years.
Yeah, and it's like, we don't know if we'll be able to keep these games or not. We don't know if they'll be taken down. And to me, if I were Nintendo, I would be like, all right, every month we'll have these random games. You can play it for however long we decide to have them. But to me, I would totally be like a Blockbuster in this sense, where I'd be like, you can play the games for as long as we have it, and if you want to keep it, pay a little extra, and you can have a digital copy.
Yeah, that'd be super rad.
Because to me, it's a shame that you could introduce a kid Mario 64 or Super Mario Sunshine or Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, all these games that are just classic titles, and kids should play, especially kids love video games today. Like that, like Mario 64 is obviously one of the most important games in history. Like, it is so important and influential in the industry. A kid shouldn't have to worry about like a ticking time clock when they're playing that game.
Yeah,
like, they should be able to keep it and just be able to play that for as long as they want and appreciate it.
Yeah, and there's so many games that aren't part of this service because it's not an NES game.
Yeah.
And I just like you, it's like I think about kids today, and there's so many kids that like their first game was Halo 3 or whatever, and it's like maybe they have a Switch now for whatever reason, and it's one of those things. It's like Nintendo and Nintendo's history, whether it's like something that was made by them or a third party developer like Capcom or Konami or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's so many amazing games out there, and you're putting this just wall up where they can't experience those
nobody
games.
can touch them.
Yeah, it's like
especially after they took down some ROM sites.
Yeah, so it's like obviously the Switch is a very popular system right now. Super popular. And it's essentially a home console and handheld, which is great. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things where it's like if you just gave or you just created this Nintendo Online where anybody has the ability to experience games that they've never played before, whether it's Link to the Past, whether it's Super Metroid, whether it's Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Super Contra, whatever it is. It's a shame that it's just all of that sort of just it's locked away.
Yeah, it's like lost in time.
Yeah,
it's just like how you feel about PT. It's like, God, I hope it's there, because if it's not, I can't play it.
Yeah,
and it's the same with good luck finding a copy of Earthbound. Unless you want to pay like $400 for like a cartridge that
or you hunt down or
get the SNES Classic. But still, it's like why do I have to jump through all these hurdles? just put it there.
Just put it there,
and I can download. I'll pay for it. Like, I'll gladly pay $10 or however much you want for it. I just want a copy of it so I can play it. Like, these are important games in history. We should be able to play them. Like, stop locking them away.
It's annoying. So it's there's some good things with their online service, but there's some really annoying things and things that man, it'd be nice if they just just open the floodgates. Just let people experience your stuff. I mean, you have literally 30, 35, almost 40 years of content, history. Yeah. And it's like, just give people the ability to just have those.
Can we experience it, please? Yeah,
please.
I really want to.
Yeah, it's like that. My nephew just turned 5, and it's like, I would love in a couple years where he's. I mean, honestly, even now, because I played Mario Brothers for the first time when I was 4, and I fell in love with Nintendo. But it's like, I would love to be able to go home at Christmas time, see my little nephew, like, yo, here are these games.
And play them.
Yeah,
have fun.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's one major disappointment.
So that's one thing out of many.
Now on to the next, I think, big thing.
Yeah.
And it's the at least for me, I think one of the biggest things is the Smash bundle, right? This is the Switch bundle for Super Smash Brothers, just like the Spider-Man PS4 Pro, the God of War Pro. This is the Smash Nintendo Switch, right? Now you would think that with the Smash bundle, like, all right, this is probably one of your biggest, if not your biggest franchise in today's world. You know,
I would say Mario Kart's definitely bigger. I mean, Mario Kart just does stupid numbers. But Smash is huge.
No, but I mean, in terms of like, you're stepping into the world of like, all right, online. This is our time for online, all right? Let's put our biggest name out there with online, Smash. Everybody wants to play Smash Online because everybody wants to play everybody in that game.
Not only that, but it's also like the hardcore audience. The guys that are like, they're probably playing Tekken and Street Fighter on, Xbox, PlayStation, like things with good online services.
And
so it's, you have this fighting crowd, this hardcore fighting crowd.
The pros who are really good, and so you've got this bundle, and it's cool. It's like, all right, here's our Smash bundle. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be decked out. It's gonna be so cool. And then you look at it, and you're just like,
Asterix, man. Like, just sprinkle those asterisks.
It's like all they did was put they put a sticker of some of the original Smash characters on the dock.
Yeah.
And it's all grayed out. Like, it's all black and gray. There's no color. There's nothing vibrant about it. And then the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons are the biggest disappointment. It's literally a pair of the gray Joy-Cons with the Smash symbol, right?
Yeah.
And the left Joy-Con has the...
Oh, no, it's the right.
No, I know. But I'm saying the left has the dash, the vertical dash, and the horizontal dash at the bottom, which is the Smash symbol, like that L. And then... that dash goes across to the right Joy-Con, and it's just a gray stripe.
It's just one stripe. It's
on the right Joy-Con. It's
like Nintendo, why? What did you do?
You didn't do anything. Like, it's so boring.
Yeah.
It's so just dull and boring. Like, I could design a better controller than that. I could put some stickers on my Joy-Cons and they look better than that. It's so lame.
It's pretty bad. If I was Frank Nintendo and
just like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, the design team, they rolled into my office and they're like, Mr. Frank Nintendo, here's the Smash design for the Joy-Cons. I'm like, yo, what's going on with that right controller?
Yeah, it's just like, first off, they're gray, and then you just put a lighter tone gray. On it. It does not, like, let's use, I don't want to pick on Nintendo, but let's
pick on Nintendo.
Let's use Sony as a prime example. Sony just came out with the Spider-Man PS4 Pro, and I bought one because I love Spider-Man, and I'm a sucker for something beautiful like it.
You keep buying PS4 Pros too.
I'm done. I'm out. Like, no more. It's a beautiful bright red. That's just like Spider-Man's bright, colorful costume. It's a bright red with a giant white symbol, and then the controller is red and white, and the buttons are white, and it's got a red like decal for all the symbols. And it looks really, it's appealing. It's pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, it's pretty
cool. It looks nice. It's bright and colorful in a world where like gray and black really dominate technology.
For sure.
Like gray and black is like TVs
and white, like just like
very
that
basic neutral colors. Like something bright, like a bright red PS4 Pro, it's beautiful. Or like even though you just use white as an example, but like the Glacier White Destiny PS4 Pro, or the new exclusive PS4 Pro that just came out, where it was blue and like kind of see-through.
That thing was cool,
and it had like a gold like trim to it, kind of. Beautiful, like great colors. It just looks nice. It looks like that could be like a decorative piece.
Yeah, that thing was super. Like the color. It was like the darkest blue you've like ever seen.
Yeah.
Almost black, almost purple. Yeah. I would go with blurple.
But but it looked like it had a shine to it. It was beautiful.
Yeah, with this like cool copper, like these copper accents to it. And it was super rad.
It was beautiful to look at. It was pleasant. It was really nice, and it's pleasing to the eyes.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Smash bundle, which is just black and gray.
Yeah,
and you're just like,
you think about let me lay this out there. So Smash Ultimate, it's one of those things. It's almost a celebration not only of Smash Brothers, but just video game history.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like, yo, you know how like 20 years ago, you and your friends were on the playground, and you're like, yo, Mario could, you know, kick the butt of Sonic, or like Pac-Man could just...
Or you're just pretending to be these characters.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things that's like, this is like the dream of any gamer out there ever. And it's just like, you have this game where it's like Mario, Sonic, Snake, Pac-Man, Mega Man, Cloud, Bayonetta, like
King K. Rool.
Just King K. Rool, you know, Donkey Kong, Kirby, Meta Knight. It's just name a character. They're in this game.
Yeah, just a giant roster, a celebration of just games.
Yeah, and it's like that game. It's just like you think about just that kind of image they've been promoting.
Like
Ultimate
the splash page kind of thing.
I mean, it's just bursting with color and character, and it's got such a style to it that it's like, it looks like somebody they took like a paintbrush and was just going to town. It's got an attitude.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's got flavor. You know, going back to Nintendo the Chef. But then it's like they just took all of that and they just cleaned it. And they're like, yeah, let's just go with this simple, clean,
just dull. It's dull.
It's dull. And it's just such
boring.
a shame.
It's not. And this is such a I feel like this is a minor thing to gripe about, but I don't
first world problems. But you know,
but I don't think it is, because if you're trying to sell me something that I already have, like, again, I use Sony as an example. I had a PS4 Pro, and then I saw the Spider-Man one. I was like, I need that.
You bought that PS4 Pro like 3 months ago.
I was like, I need the Spider-Man one because it's so beautiful. Like, and I love Spider-Man. Because I'll use myself as a private example. If I care about something, I'll put money to it.
Yes.
You know? And that's the world we live in. Just like every Patreon user, if you support this person, you want to support them.
Patreon.com/monster.
Yeah, and that's not even. I didn't even mean it as a plug.
I know.
But yeah, but like again, as a prime example, it's like I wanted that Spider-Man PS4 because it's beautiful. Yeah. And it's just bright red, and I love Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's super red.
And I wanted it, and so I got it. And like this, I would have loved getting the Smash bundle, but you made it look like I could print a sticker and put it on my like, I like my red and blue Joy-Cons more than I like the Smash Joy-Cons.
I saw a for Valkyria Chronicles 4, there is like a special edition that comes with a decal when you buy like the Switch version. And it was like super cool. It has the Shiba on it.
Oh,
like,
see?
Yeah, it's like, oh man, it's, you know, whatever your IP is that you're trying to promote this game for, in this cool collector's edition, just give the fans what they want. Give us something just so cool that like you can't resist it.
And it's
that's the whole point of being a hobbyist, you know.
Yeah, it's like care about your audience. Make something visually appealing. Like no kid is gonna look at that Smash bundle and be like, oh, I want that.
Yeah.
Like I love the gray and the monotone colors. It's so it's so dull. You know, it's so boring. It's like, why don't make it bright and colorful, make it fun. Like that's what that game's all about. It's all about crazy, wacky characters just being in giant battles with just craziness. So make it a representation of that, and they didn't, and it just bothered me.
Yeah,
and so
no, I'm with you. It's like just the right Joy-Con alone. It's
literally a gray Joy-Con with a light gray stripe.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's
and
like why
it's
bother?
Such a shame.
You're not even trying.
You could do so much with, you know, the dock. The Joy-Cons, you know, they had that the collector's edition like Smash Switch Pro controller. It's kind of a mouthful, but even that is just like the gray symbol with a black controller and some white nubs right on the end, and it's just like, you could do more.
Yeah, it's like, why can't things be color? Like, why can't we have color?
And that's the thing. Like, Switch is all about color. You think, like, every 2 weeks they come out with like 12 new colors for the Joy-Cons, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, give me all of that
even
stuff.
The new Pokemon game, Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, that bundle, that has more color. And I mean, it's brown and yellow, but it's still color.
Brown. It's a little weird.
It's still colorful. You know, I get it. It's brown because it's Eevee, whatever.
But I think about like Splatoon's Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
And Splatoon's
it's like a watermelon.
Switch Pro.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, Switch Pro controller. And yeah, it's bursting with flavor.
Like, remember, like a starburst. Like, remember the days of the Donkey Kong N64 with the banana controllers?
Just the N64 in general. There's like 45 different colors.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's like, why can't we have that anymore? Like, Just make things colorful.
It's weird because Nintendo's still doing it with the Switch outside of Smash. Super strange.
Yeah, it's weird. But I think we've complained enough about the Direct. I think we should talk about things that are good about the Direct.
Yes, let's do that. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, like, what are some of the games that you thought were like, oh, that's awesome?
Yeah. So well, first off, we talked about they're definitely going to talk about 3DS kind of stuff, which they did a little bit. There was oh shoot, what are the games again?
For 3DS?
Yeah.
Oh, there was Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Oh yeah. That's one that totally slipped my mind.
Yeah.
And then there was the Yokai Watch game, which
new Yokai.
So that was already announced at some point in time. But
Luigi's Mansion 3DS.
Yeah, so there's things that are coming out for the 3DS, which is good. It's still thriving, great. I've kind of moved on past my 3DS, so I've sort of forgotten about Yoshi, or excuse me, not Kirby. And
Kirby's Epic Yarn was actually a fun game.
Yeah, but it's cool that the 3DS is kind of getting these ports of like Wii and Wii U games. Yeah. It's good. Just keep it alive. Doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Fun.
The things I thought, like first off, one thing that sort of made me happy was Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah, for Switch. It's pretty awesome.
I didn't play Dark Moon because by that point I'd already sort of moved past my 3DS. But man, I loved Luigi's Mansion back in the day. Yeah, I mean it was a weird game. It was different. I don't think a lot of people liked it at the time, but it's just one of those things. Like I like it for what it is.
I think it's a perfect example of the GameCube in general. A lot of people just didn't like it, but it's actually fun.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
It's one of those things like you look back and it's like, yeah, you know what? I liked that thing.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? That wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the two-player co-op that they showed for Luigi's Mansion was kind of funky because the one was like a green ghost of Luigi. It was really
like
weird.
Like Luigi's soul or something.
Yeah, it was really weird. I was like, oh,
yeah, it's pretty strange.
Why do I have to look like that? Like, why can't I just be like another Luigi?
Let me just be Mario.
Like anybody else.
Toad, it's like just whatever.
Yeah, I feel like Toad's like the character that can just bounce around. He can be the player 2 of any of those Mario Kingdom games.
He's just as scared as Luigi.
Yeah,
throw him in there.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, so that co-op thing I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
To me, like two things that I thought were really cool. One, I think it's really awesome that Final Fantasy is coming to Switch. Yeah. And when I say Final Fantasy,
I mean 40 different Final Fantasy
Final
games.
Fantasies.
Yeah.
There's I'll name all of them just so I can be specific.
Lay them on us.
World of Final Fantasy Maxima, Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, Everybody, Buddy, Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9, 10, and 10-2. 10 Part 2. I don't know what any of that means because I'll be honest, I've never played a Final Fantasy game. Oh, and Crystal Chronicles getting HD remastered for that, for the Switch. I've never played Final Fantasy. Clearly, it's a big franchise. There's like 30 of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of Final Fantasies.
I hear they're pretty popular. But I think it's awesome that it's finding a home on Switch where like a bunch of the older games they're not even that old. They're coming to Switch and like all in one spot where you can have a ton of Final Fantasies that you can play on the go as well, which I think is amazing.
Yeah, this is one of those things where it's like, obviously we were just 15 minutes ago, in a butthurt rage. We were yelling about Nintendo just releasing things for people to be able to play.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things that's like, now on a, not only a Nintendo platform, but also a platform that is also a portable platform. There's Final Fantasy 7. There's Final Fantasy 9, 10, 10-2, 12. It's and weird chibi games and chocobo games. And it's like, yo, that's awesome. It's like this is
and Crystal Chronicles, which I think was a GameCube exclusive, correct?
It was. You had to actually have a Game Boy Advance to play it with multiple people.
That's right. Yeah.
It was one of those weird games.
Yeah, it was. God.
I don't think it did well.
No, it didn't. I will admit, I did play Crystal Chronicles for about an hour. No idea what I was doing. All I remember was I carried this like jug of blue goo or something, crystal juice.
Ah, yes, blue goo.
It was the crystal juice, I think, and I had to take it to this thing. I don't remember what it was. It was really weird. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, this is Final Fantasy? Why do people like it so much?
This is awful. You just flipped your GameCube over and you're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I was like, GameCube's dumb. But yeah, no, I think it's awesome that, especially, and the Pocket Editions. 15 Pocket Edition.
Oh, yeah,
That's a big one. But yeah, I think it's awesome. Like, and you were right. Like, as much as we were complaining, this is so amazing because it gives someone like me, who has never played any of these games, a chance to actually play them and understand them and give them a chance. Because clearly they're popular and clearly they're very good games. And I might just buy into them now because it'll be on my Switch, which is usually with me wherever I go. Yeah. And I have a chance to just play it whenever I want, wherever.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the nice things about this. It's like, I think about anytime I travel, and it's like it's cool to kind of have my Switch and be like, all right, what could I just pop on my Switch and play?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like if it's a smaller game, like for a minute there, like I'm not a big Final Fantasy guy either, but for a minute there on my phone, I was playing the Pocket Edition of Final Fantasy 15 because it was just on my phone and I could just play it wherever I was. Yeah. And that was nice. I was like, okay, I'm kind of experienced what Final Fantasy 15 is.
Chibified. Very, very chibi, right?
Yeah, it's
very kawaii.
It's very weird. It's like, I wouldn't call them chibi because chibi characters are kind of cute. These are weird, scary, like stick-armed men with weird refrigerator bodies, and it's just like I don't know what's going on with that art style. It's gross. I don't like it.
It's a pocket version of them.
Apparently, pocket version in Japanese means nightmare people.
It means Spider-Man boat people.
Spider-Man oh man, that's like a whole other thing. Spider-Man boat people.
You heard it here first. Just saying.
Yeah,
just saying.
Freaky Spider-Man boat people.
Here first. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I think Final Fantasy coming to Switch is in no way a bad thing. I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome, and I can't wait to see more of them being released on the Switch because more of them are going to come.
Yeah, it's so weird they just totally skipped over like 8. It's just like
I mean I don't understand the numbering at all. I've always heard like 1 isn't actually the first one. Like,
well, it's like
I'm confused by all that
NES
stuff anyway.
and SNES days, but once they hit like 7, they've been the same.
Oh, really?
So it's like once they hit like 7 with the PlayStation, they've been on track. They've just kind of kept the numbers.
Maybe they just were like, let's just start with 8, whatever, who cares?
Yeah, it's just so weird they skipped 8. It's like they went like 7, 9, and it's like I know a lot of people, 8's their favorite Final Fantasy game.
Well, they can't have everything that's good.
But it's one game.
It's Nintendo. Remember, they can't have 100% good. There has to be some weirdness.
Got to sprinkle those asterisks.
Yeah, there's got to be something weird about it. But anyway, so I think that's really awesome. Mm-hmm. Also, Game Freak developing this game called Town or The Town. I think it's
Town, and that's the working title.
Yeah, it's definitely a working title. But I think it's really cool. Like, it all takes place, it seems very much, I won't say like Pokemon, because obviously Game Freak is known for one major franchise. But, you're these little characters in this really cool, like, the art style is really nice, it's very pretty. Yeah. You're fighting these giant monsters in this one town. Apparently, it only takes place in this one place, in that one town. And it looks really cool. Like, I think the art style is really nice. Yeah. I think the graphics look really cool. The battle, obviously they didn't have much to show for it. But whatever battles they had look really interesting, and the characters look really interesting. It looks like a fun game, like a fun JRPG that's coming to Switch.
And this is kind of my conspiracy theory for this. But this, I feel like a couple years ago, Nintendo obviously was like, "Yo, we're coming out with the Switch. Here's a prototype, whatever." Yeah. Start making Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, okay, let's figure out the system because we're gonna start bringing like big, elaborate 3D Pokemon games to the Switch. But before we do that, let's do a test run with something. And they developed this game. That's my weird conspiracy theory. Where it's just like,
it could be.
This was them learning the system and learning more big, like 3D open world-ish kind of games so that, they can then go back and make like a much bigger like Pokemon game. Mm-hmm. And they're gonna have all the mans in Pokemans, They're going to be 3D. It's
All
going
right,
no,
it's a stable franchise.
But yeah, it seems like this is kind of their test game, at least to me, anyways. That's my weird conspiracy theory.
Could be. I mean, it's very well possible.
Yeah.
It looks really interesting. I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely has a kind of a Pokemon feel to it, clearly. But I think it looks really fun. It looks very interesting. Again, I just love the art style.
For sure.
And I think it's cool that, like, you know, the Switch is like, all right, let's have dedicated JRPGs. We had Octopath Traveler. Let's come out with the next one, which, you know, we're going from like a 16-bit kind of art style to a full 3D style. And, like, let's hop around with our JRPGs, which I'm totally fine with.
For sure.
That's really cool. Make them all visually interesting. Make them all different. And then lastly, Yoshi's Crafted World.
Yes.
Man, you want to talk about art style. That looks like...
It's pretty artsy.
It looks
That's
like my
for sure.
grandma made that game with all the knitting and the cardboard. But no, I think it's really cool. Like, and the coolest thing I think they announced about it was that all the boards that you get to play backwards.
Yeah.
Which I think is really interesting, especially in a game where, like, you know, it's not necessarily just left to right. You can, like, hop at, like, depth perception. You can go, like, to the back side and the front side.
It's one of those things, like, Nintendo's just so good at, like, designing these just beautiful, crazy, weird worlds that you would have never expected.
Yeah.
And it's just like they're doing it again, and it looks great.
Yeah.
But it's you know, it's one of those things where it's like, well, you know, Asterix.
Well, yeah.
Kind of looks like a baby game, you know.
And that's the one thing I'm afraid of, and that's how I felt about the new Kirby game that just came out, where it was just too easy. It's just...
Which one was that? That was the one with this all his pals.
Yeah, All-Star Allies or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. They came out in March, I want to say, or May.
Something like that.
Somewhere around there.
No,
But
it was definitely before May.
Yeah, because May was Tropical Freeze, so it was before that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played a little bit of it. I played the demo, and then a friend of mine at work bought it, and I played it on his Switch, and I was like, God, this is like no challenge. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not trying to say like I'm amazing, but Jesus, it's so easy. Like, there's just no...
Yeah, I really wish that, like I love Nintendo, but I really wish with games like that where, dude, they got to realize, like I understand, yeah, you're trying to grab the younger audience, but you also have, like, fans that are, like, 30 plus years old.
Look, man, kids today are playing Fortnite.
Yeah,
they're
dude,
pretty good.
I saw this kid a couple months ago playing Fortnite. He's probably 10 years old max. Like, he was just like, he was on PS4, just destroying people. Wasn't even trying. Like, he had like 2 buddies over. He had just come inside from, like, playing soccer in the yard. And he was just like, ha ha ha. He was just like hanging out with his friends. It was like a brother and a friend, I think. Just destroying people.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, kids don't need
Kid's
to be...
a prodigy.
Yeah, kids do not need babysitting.
No.
It's like, just... And if they do, just make a difficulty thing. It's like...
Yeah.
Make it so it's like, I can play the game and have a challenge.
Yeah.
And then a little 4-year-old kid can play the game and have a challenge. It's...
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No, I don't think you need to baby these kids nowadays. They're pretty good at games.
Yeah.
Whether
like they're born with like an iPad in their hand.
Yeah, I will say that there is an art to platforming that you don't get with games like Fortnite. So it might be challenging there, but come on, man, just don't make it a baby game. Like, it's so, like, even the original Yoshi's Island game, or Super Mario World 2, it's relatively difficult. Like, it's not a walk in the park by any stretch. Like, it's a pretty tough game.
I mean, when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I was beating games like Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
That game is stupidly hard.
Yeah,
I don't know how I beat that when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I was
really
playing
hard.
things like the original Ninja Turtles game. I was playing games like the original Mario Brothers game.
Ghosts
I was
and
playing
Goblins.
Ninja Gaiden. I was playing, like all these games that are like stupidly hard.
Yeah, I still never got past the first level in Ghosts and Goblins. Super Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah,
I swear no one's ever beaten that game. I refuse to believe anyone's ever beaten that game. It never happened. That game has no
You see
ending.
it online, it's like, cheated.
Nope, never saw it. Smoke and mirrors. No one's ever beaten it. But anyway, we're
Getting close to time.
Yeah, we're getting close to it. So I wanted to ask you for your wrap up, your sum up. How do you feel about this Direct, which may be the last Direct of the year, most likely?
I feel like they might just throw a little one in, like a Direct Mini, just for Smash Brothers.
Yeah, like their last Smash announcement. Yeah, that's possible.
You think about that game coming out December, I think it's 7th, 9th, something right in there.
Like that.
Something in there. I could see them like December 1st, here's the last direct of the year.
Banjo-Kazooie announcement. It's gonna happen.
God, it better.
It's gonna happen.
Or I'm coming for you, Phil Spencer.
That's my prediction. It's happening. So yeah, what's your sum up, if you will?
It's just like a weird direct. It's like a roller coaster of nonsense, where it's just like, all right, they're figuring out online. Maybe they're not figuring out online. Oh right, all right, they're coming out with like things like Luigi's Mansion 3. Is it really gonna do anything new, or is it just gonna kind of be the same thing?
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, they're announcing a new character for Smash Brothers. Is that an Echo character? For Villager?
Oh, I completely forgot about Isabella.
Yeah, Isabella,
That's
new character for Smash Brothers.
And Animal Crossing, new Animal Crossing as well.
And it's
I wanted
like,
to ask how you felt about that too.
Yeah, which it's just a title, and it's like, sweet. We know Animal Crossing's definitely getting worked on, but I don't know how much I care yet. Because I loved, Animal Crossing back in the day. Like, I loved it for the GameCube. I loved it for the DS. And then it was like, any iteration since then, it's like, it's kind of the same thing. You're not pushing the envelope in any way.
Yeah.
It's things, I think about like City Folk for the Wii. I think that was for the Wii. Animal Crossing. Sure. But, excuse me. But I think about like City Folk, and it was like, okay, so you're gonna have an online service, great. What's going on with this weird? Do you remember the City Folk at all? And the weird voice chat thing they had?
Never played that.
So they had this hockey puck thing that connected to the Wii, and you would like tape it to the top of like your TV or something, like your sensor bar, and that was like the mic. It's like, what is going on here? It's like weird, like backwards nonsense.
So
like,
bizarre.
Just Nintendo's in the kitchen, just sprinkling Asterix on everything.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. Like, I hope Nintendo takes the time to be like, how can we like reinvent the wheel with Animal Crossing? What can we do new?
Right.
It's like, let's make the online system really, really, really good. Let's make, just more customization with, your house and, the characters that are inhabiting the world. Like, all this stuff. Like, give me just something new. I feel like with that franchise is almost like Assassin's Creed or something, where it's just like,
more of the same.
It's just more of the same. It's like, I don't need to play this game because I played the same game 12 years ago.
Yeah. Did you play the phone version, Animal Crossing?
No, I didn't even, because, I saw a lot of kind of trailers and gameplay of it, and it's like, it just seems like more of the same.
Exactly the same.
Give me more. It seemed like a very dumbed down, simplified, like, baby version of what Animal Crossing
if you could make Animal Crossing new and different, what would you do?
Ooh, gosh. I mean, quickly, just off the top of my head, I would make the online stuff super good, where it's like literally any of your friends from your friends list on Nintendo Online, they could just walk into your town, not a single problem, and just start chatting with you. It's like with your voice, like with voice chat, no phone.
Well, yeah.
Just you got your headset in, you're picking peaches off your trees, and then your buddy Frank just rolls into town and he's like, hey, I'll pick some peaches with you. I need some peaches in my town because my town's growing cherries like a bunch of jabronis.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. Or it's like, just things should be streamlined, simplified, but also it's like, let me do more customizations to my house. There's so many ways you could like expand that world and do more with it. But they just keep things simple, man.
I've never played Animal Crossing, and I really don't. I've never understood why it sold so well and why it was super popular.
I mean, it's like, you think about a game like Harvest Moon or like Stardew Valley, like any of these games where it's like you're kind of
a farmer.
Well, not necessarily a farmer. That's not like your main job in Animal Crossing, but it's something you can kind of do. It's like in Animal Crossing, you're picking fruits off trees, you're planting trees, but it's like you're also fishing, you're collecting fossils, you're paying off your house's mortgage.
You're just living?
You're living. It really is like a second world, but it's like, it's like a simple life where you're doing chores, you're paying off your house, you're helping your neighbors with nonsense jobs, and it's like, yeah, it's fun, it's relaxing, it's something where you can come home from a hard day of like real life work, sit down, it's like, it's a good time.
I believe it. I mean, it's clearly it was a very popular game. It's always sold really well, Animal Crossing. So I've been missing out on something. I just never understood what it was and why it was so popular. But I'm not gonna say it's bad because clearly it's beloved. It's a beloved franchise.
The versions I was into. I mean, I loved them.
Yeah. You know? Well, so, hopefully in 2019 we'll get something good out of it.
I hope so.
And I mean, I can't imagine that's going to be their big 2019 game because there's going to be a big Pokemon game that comes out. So
that'll probably be their 2 winter games.
You think so?
Yeah, I
Animal
think so.
Crossing and Pokemon.
Because Animal Crossing's a huge game for them.
Yeah.
It's like it does amazing numbers every time. Yeah. So it's like I could see that being their 2 big games next fall.
Well, maybe they'll double down on it, like you said, make it more more detail oriented.
It's like you got to bring somebody like me back in. I love that franchise, but you got to do.
You got.
Oh, Jesus!
Do something. You got to do something.
I'm allergic to not having new things in your game.
No, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about the
No. I just wanted to get your feelings on Animal Crossing, and of course Isabella's come to Smash. Which like you said earlier, don't know if she's an Echo character or not.
Yeah, they didn't
She
really
may
say.
or may not be.
It kind of looks like an Echo character.
Yeah, very much so.
Asterix.
More characters. I'm not going to complain about it. I'll always take more characters. I know nothing about Isabella or Animal Crossing, so I'll just assume she's an Echo character or a villager.
That's my guess, but it's like... And it was like the slowest approach to...
oh my God, that final announcement took forever.
It's like,
come
on.
The worst part is like, the dialogue box, it pops up and the dialogue's happening and you're just like... I was just like, in my mind, I was pressing B to like just skip it. Just like, please, just get to the point.
It'd be like if you like went to the movies and you're like, you were watching the trailers at the beginning of the movie. And it's like, okay, I heard there's going to be a really epic trailer before, the new Avengers movie. I don't know what it is, but I heard it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And then just like some dude just pops up on screen. It's like, hey, I'm Tom Hanks. And it's like, let me tell you about scarves for 12 minutes. It's just like, what are you talking about?
I don't want, no.
And he's just talking and talking and talking. It's like, okay, are we getting somewhere?
Can I get that trailer now, Tom Hanks?
Okay, so all right, so you like plaid scarves? Okay.
It's like there's an episode of Family Guy with this British guy who's like, "Let me tell you a story about a bridge." And again, it's that's just how I felt at the last part where Tom Nook is just talking. I'm just like, please,
just get to it, Jesus.
It's like I don't care about you or anything you're saying. Yeah. Just tell me what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like when the Squid Kids were announced. It was like 30 seconds, like, it was action-packed, it was a lot of fun. I get it, it's Animal Crossing, it's something different, but it's like, you gotta make it interesting in some way.
Yeah, especially for someone who's never played Animal Crossing.
Yeah, it's just, I think you nailed it with that British dude. You're just like, ugh.
You're just like, this feels like a story about a bridge. All right, man. So...
I think I said that, right? Anything else?
More
complaints? Arguments?
No.
Love?
I mean, Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe... it looks pretty cool. I like that game. I think it's a good game. It's come to Switch, so that's nice.
The end.
Yeah, I mean I personally, and the Splatoon had that weird like anime intro.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it was like an anime.
But
thing.
More Splatoon 2. I got no problem with that.
Yeah, I won't complain about it. I honestly as someone who really doesn't give, I don't really care that much about online gaming. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I really only play like one online game. So the Switch Online stuff, I know it's bad, and it's not, because it is. I like
sure.
It's not good. I was happy with the Direct outside of everything involving the online service.
Right.
I was very happy about all the games they announced. I'm very interested in a Luigi's Mansion 3. Yes. I'm very interested in actually starting a journey in Final Fantasy. Mm-hmm. I'm very interested in Game Freak making another game that's not Pokemon.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I'm definitely down for that game.
Yeah,
for
sure. I'm interested in all these games. I think they look really cool. I love the idea of going back to Super Mario Brothers, the Wii U game, and with a bunch of new courses, because I think there's like a Luigi mode or something.
Well, it was in the Wii U as a DLC.
Yeah, it's got all that included, and I think it said like over 160 courses or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of
and I love fun platformers, so that's my jam. So in terms of games, I'm very happy with everything they announced, because there's a lot, and some stuff we didn't even talk about, and I'm cool with all of that. The online stuff, whatever. I'm not gonna like. It's true. It's whatever. I'm not gonna play online on my Switch. I've accepted that. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna try, because I don't like. I really don't like playing online games that much.
But what about Solomon's Key?
And that's and I was gonna say, like, the reason I'll play it is because I'm very curious about the Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online.
That's so bad.
I'm very interested in that and to see where that goes. Maybe it might be a day one purchase for me. It's only $20, so it probably will, just so I can play those games and see what it's like. But I'm much more interested in the games than the actual online experience.
Yeah.
It sucks that they don't have a good online experience. I'm really just bummed out by that, and I wish they would. But to me, when I think of my Switch, that's not what I think of.
Right.
At all. I don't think of playing online with people. I barely do that with my PlayStation. There's only I only play Overwatch online.
Yeah.
There's really maybe I'll dive into some other stuff, but really I play one game. So that stuff, it's whatever to me. I'm very excited about all the games they announced. I love
overall,
it.
I know we complained a lot in this episode, but it's it's like, I think we both kind of have mixed feelings about the Direct, where it's like there's some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Some little and then there's some asterisks sprinkled over everything. They always confuse things more than it needs to be confusing, but whatever.
And we'll get to play Katamari Damacy.
Oh yeah,
which will be fun. A big giant trash can, or a trash ball, I should say.
Big old trash ball. Speaking of trash balls, that's us. You can
speak for yourself. Jeez.
You can find us all over the place. We are at Go Multiplayer on Twitter and Instagram, and you can follow this trash ball right here at Zach Matzganis, ZACKMATZGA.
Oh, trash.
NIS.
Trash talk on yourself.
I talk about trash. I talk about boat people. Look at those boat people on my Instagram, my Twitter, all that fun stuff. Where can we find you, Hav, and your trashiness?
I am, my trash can be found at Jumpman_Ortiz on both Instagram and Twitter.
And trash.com.
Trash City.
And be sure to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/multiplayer, where you can find some sweet bonus episodes. We're going to dive even deeper. Well, we're getting there. Where we dive even deeper into nonsense. Like, we're going to probably talk about Switch Online a little more.
More Switch Online.
Like, we're just going to really get in there.
I'm going to dive into it more than Nintendo does.
And a big old fat trashy thank you to our boy, nope, I'm just kidding. A big old thank you to our boy DJ CUTMAN for that sweet intro and outro music. Thank you. You rock, dude. Be sure to check out his stuff. Or patreon.com/DJ CUTMAN.
Very good music.
For some awesome stuff. He's been releasing a lot lately.
Yeah,
that boy's been busy.
He has. He keeps himself busy. He gets work done.
He's a cool dude.
He is. He's very nice.
That man, that trashy man. I'm just kidding. He's not trashy.
He's a cut man.
He's a cut man. I was gonna say like trash man, but there's. I was thinking dust man.
Yeah. Sure.
That's a great way to end this show.
He's a cut man.
So he's a cut man. So, thank you so much for watching and sticking with us and talking about Nintendo. Hopefully we'll have a couple more thoughts about other things other than Nintendo next week. I feel like we will.
Yeah, I think so.
This is a pretty Nintendo-heavy episode, but I think it was a lot of
fun.
fun.
The Direct just came out. What do you expect?
I know. So, keep on grinding. We will see you at this... Oh my goodness.
Respawn point. Later.
Later, baby cakes.
Trash can.
Yo, yo, yo! We want to give a big old fantastical thank you to Jaden Lawrence, Arturo Madeira, William Euchre, and merchant Dan Kroll-Patariu.
If you want to receive shoutouts like these beautiful, sexy people, be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/multiplayer. See you next time, players.
We love ya!